Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DeVoid Premium 2v2 tournament games. The community forgot about this tournament actually existing in general, and eventually people came around, figured out that we have to continue. There are some walkovers, some other changes that has happened, but today I'm going to be presenting you the quarterfinals in losers bracket between a pair of these four people playing against each other in the tournament in the quarterfinals. And as you are seeing right now, you are looking at the main base of a red Terran player, TheAnswer, also known as Nully, at least in challenge, and his teammate, well known BuryLurkers, playing Zerg in orange colors here, and they are facing their quarterfinal opponents. On the right top corner we have Draco playing Protoss pieces in light blue or teal color, and his teammate Frosty playing Terran in the blue colors here on the top right corner. So far everything's pretty much per usual as far as openings go. Yeah, it's a little bit of semi-wall off for the Terrans on the ramp for both sides. The probe of Draco is pretty much confirming what's the situation. BuryLurkers takes expansion, which is quite far enough to be honest. So there is a pocket base on this map, as we have already known, and there is this base also. So technically the safest version would be maybe taking like this one and this one and the pocket one for the both players, and then semi-walling off here this ramp and have only this entrance and maybe take care of this side. But we have seen a lot of strategies on this map, specifically in this tournament, which as I said have been forgotten for quite a little bit of time. These are fresh replays, the players just woke up and started playing them. So yeah, there we go. Well, what's the tech of choice? Draco goes for Cybernetics Core Gateway, he goes for the Adept first, he is expanding in Pocket Base, while Frosty, there's actually TheAnswer here with a Reaper already, poking down the SCV of Frost, and successfully doing so. The Adept is trying to hunt. That was a fancy one, right? The Adept was here, the Shade was here in the main base, so it was ready for the jump. And the Reaper is running now. Shade is shaded on the bottom side, it's cancelled, and the Adept is still hunting down the Reaper. Reaper has been caught. The Reaper of Froster has been entering the fray, and there are double Adepts from Draco right now. Command center number 3 is being built by Frost, so that looks like there is going to be some massive expansions with some mech, because there indeed is a factory number 2 being built from Frost, and it's a third base. There's actually Draco has made an oracle, or is making an oracle as we speak, and he is actually making expansion number 3. Like on the other side, we have some mariners, we have some links. Yeah, the shading is blocked by the supply depots. The opening is 1-1-1, and there is a third base indeed building also for the opposing Terran player here for TheAnswer, also known as Nully, just if anyone's confused what's happening. And BuryLurkers is actually going for Spire, which means that he has finished Lair, he's going for Spire, and he's actually going for third base. We might be seeing some air units from the Zerg player in this game. Oh, there is the Oracle sniping down the SCV building the third base. There are a few Marines here, and there is actually a siege tank, but there is no specific anti-air units except the Queens and Marines, which both are not as fast as Oracle is. There comes the Frost actually with a push out. He has 6 Hellions and 1 Reaper going for aggression. Draco might be joining in with couple of Adepts here. They have not taken their third bases yet, while the Bury and TheAnswer is about to do so. Well, those Hellions cook up a lot of Zerglings here. So that was not a good win for the Zerg, but still the defense has been held. And as we told, there we are. We have 6 mutas on the way, so that probably is going to be harassing the workers to the maximum from BuryLurkers, which might be his strategy of the game. Yep, the answer is actually going for siege tanks and bio, which is more defensive stance. There is a couple of oracles from Draco over here. Well, meanwhile Draco is actually going for +1 and blink, and as already we saw it, the Frost is picking up the mech Terran build. He's actually supply blocked right now. He's researching Blue Flame, and Bury is committing to the mutas. He is going for +1 upgrade. There is one more muta. There it is. I'm missing. Sorry about that, but there are the mutas. Hunting down the SCVs a little bit. How many have been killed? No idea. Can I check? I think I can. No, I cannot. Whoops. That's a lot of them lost. I think I did miss the whatchamacallit, the mod. I think I could have turned on the mod, but I will turn it on for the next time. As I said, it's been quite a break. There are mines actually now, so that could be a good defense. And there is Phoenix from Draco, and he's building one more. Other than that, actually Frost doesn't have any anti-air units. There are a couple of Stalkers here from Draco, but that's about it. So yeah, it's quite extensive aggression here from the mutas. They are taking down quite a bit of workers. From units losses, 26 SCVs gone down and 17 probes. That's a big amount of things. There's siege tanks sieging up the third base for Draco. And the mutas is keep harassing pretty much the mineral lanes of Frost. Frost is lifting his third base. That will not change anything, but there is finally a cyclone out for Frost, so he could try to defend it with one cyclone, but it's not gonna make much changes. The mines are going to be more meaningful, and the phoenixes in the mix, those might be more meaningful changes. There comes the cyclones. Bury meanwhile is building a roach warren, so he might be transitioned to the roach hydra or just the roaches in themselves against mech, which is quite a good option in my opinion. And Bury has some links joining in the fight. They tried to cut out the mech of Frost, but that didn't happen. Meanwhile, Answer has landed his third. He's saturating it. Well, the losses on the other side in worker counts has been only 13 drones for BuryLurkers. I believe those were those oracles doing the job, but yeah, Bury is definitely bringing his vengeance upon the Terran player here, upon Frost. There's a couple of phoenixes still hunting for the mutas. Well, Bury is not giving up on mutas. He's going for +2 attacks right now. While that is happening, no roaches on the board yet, but there is quite a lot of stalkers here from Draco, which means that he is insisting on resisting this muta harassment with the blink stalkers. As he researched the blink, he has started +2. He's going for charge. He's joining in Templar archives with some high Templars, which might be turning into Archons for the AoE, which is really effective against muta, much more effective than stalkers for sure. Well, looks like the Answer and Bury is grouping their army over here. There is the anchor points of 2 siege tanks, and yeah, Marine is just Jimmy was sent to scout out, and he definitely scouted. There's Stasis Trap actually waiting, and Bury has decided to go and harass the probes of Draco right now, since there is nothing happening. The army is still here, while actually Mutaforce quite extensively is harassing the probe line of Draco right now, also in the main base. That's a lot of workers killed for sure for the team on the left bottom side, for the team on the right top side, while the bottom side is doing that damage. Well, there are some splits. There's ghosts actually joining in the fray here for the Answer, which might be to disable just to EMP and get out the shields for those for those stalkers. Minefield has been set up. Meanwhile, the answer actually is taking the 4th, and so is BuryLurkers. And their opponents is stuck on 3 bases right now, which are not fully mining since there is such a big harassment. The EMP was landed here. There is actually Storm, and that's really cool. So Draco has Storms also on the table. Meanwhile, Bury is going for +1. I saw he finished the Roach speed. The answer still is answering with siege tanks, some liberators mixed in. Siege tanks, ghosts, a lot of them actually. If we see, then it's like what, 7? It's 7 ghosts here in this mix, so that's a lot of EMPs and maybe snipes? Question mark. There's a lot of cyclones from Frost side as a response. I think mostly they are responding to the mutas, which are harassing the mineral lane once again, and keep doing that successfully, I might say. So those mutas are pretty much solo carrying the game out and making a lot of damage to the economies of Draco and Frost here. And they seem just not willing to send any army to help out to protect against this harassment. They're like not committing any army because everything that is staying here. And for the defense of push, which is just not happening. Oh, now it is. There we go. We have some ghosts, we have some marines. Oh, Storm lands from the Draco. Really good one, I might say. Answer chooses to go through the storms. He EMPs the stalkers. Oh, there is the EMP on the Archons too, so that's when they lose their shields, and that's a lot of damage. The mutas are still ravaging the mineral lanes while this is actually happening. Well, the Bioforce is quite a bit stronger, I might say. Well, the Bioforce only has 1-1, but there are no upgrades for the mech. GG is called. The answer, and BuryLurkers is taking game number 1. And we are going to go to game number 2. Anyways, we are having the game number 2 in this matchup. So you are looking at the main base on the bottom right corner to Frost, also known as Frosty in this one, and Draco. And they are facing their opponents, which took the game 1 in quite more intensive harassment fully game, which was done by BuryLurkers Mutas. BuryLurkers is the orange Zerg player here on the upper left corner, and his teammate The Answer, playing Terrans in red colors, were holding the ground, having the anchor point for those mutas to fall back to, and not allowing or pinning up the army of Dracos and Frosts in front of their bases while the harassment of mutas was done. And yeah, the guys was very confused. It's not got confused, it was very confused, I believe, in the game number 1. But this is game number 2. Let's see what's up. Can Frost and Draco bring back home? Don't know, we'll see. And yeah, and maybe The Answer and BuryLurkers can hold their ground. Who knows? We'll see in upcoming game. So far, BuryLurkers is expanding. That's standard. The semi-wall off on top of the ground with an expansion upcoming over here. This map, Roskillian, is kinda no. I have bad memories about it, just because the third base for this player here on the left is quite tricky to take, because technically for the right side player it's straight up. It's line. It's 1, 2, 3. And then 4 probably, while his teammate here is like 1, 2, and where next? This is already third for his friend, so he has to take this one, which is super open for 3 sides, or maybe this one, which is super open from also 3 sides and even back from here. So that's really tricky map to extend to. Let's see how the guys are picking their strategies. So far, the tech of choice for the Protoss player here for Draco is double gates into Cybercore. Frost is going for barracks into factory. It could be 1-1-1 opening this time. There is reactor. So Frost did go for Mech Terran last time, but both of the players and both of the teams are expanding to the naturals right now as we speak. There is the Reaper harassment from the answer, which is hunting down. I think I forgot to do the add-on once again, but okay. That's my bad. My bad. No, the probes were pulled for a little bit of bounce back. The Frost pulled the Marine. Actually, the SCV had a chance to actually shut the Reaper down, but there is still this one Marine just walking around. And I believe that was only one Marine because, well, yeah, there is a switch. There are some Hellions being made right now. The tech of choice will be Stargate into Twilight Council for Draco here. Let's look on the other side. Well, BuryLurker is taking a third base. He's creeping actually up, which might be disturbing Terran player from building buildings over here. But other than that, he has all of this side. Answer has a Marine patrolling around, and he's actually doing the same thing. He's going for barracks into factory. There's actually 2 more barracks joining in right now in the buildings, so it might be defensive Hellions here, or maybe straight up into siege tanks and bio, because he played that last time. There are the Frosts, Reaper and double Hellions, and there is Draco Adept on the way. Yep, Draco is sending more Adepts. There are few more Hellions joining, couple more Hellions joining in the squad which is in front, and they are probably planning the attack. Yep, the Zerling of BuryLurker spotted all of the guys here, and he's sending out aggressive, like offensive Ling bunch to try to catch out the Adepts. Answer meanwhile is taking third base over here, and yep, they are moving forward, trying to catch out this. Well, the Hellions are really strong against Lings for sure, and they are indeed cooking them up. Well, Draco did pull his Adepts back. The Hellions of Frosty kind of missed the opportunity to snipe down the SCV and stop the expansion, but it was too late. Answer already had the answer prepared, finished his command center, got his SCV inside it, and can lift it up to be safe. BuryLurkers has obviously overlords here. Frosty is actually walling off this ramp with the supply depots, and meanwhile he's planning to expand to this third base. BuryLurkers has a lot of Lings here. That's a big amount of Lings. Will they try to run by? I doubt it. They are checking if there is more bases. They were trying to run in. I think, yeah, that's a glaive. That's a glaive that depths here from the Draco, and he's following it up with a Dark Shrine. And the charge upgrade, which is really strong, and he's taking the third base meanwhile. Meanwhile, the answer is going 1-1 and Stim, so he is going for bio siege tank composition here once again. And on the opposite side, Draco, as I said, so Dark Shrine with a charge lots. There's some robotics base, so he's going to start with Glaive Adepts here for a little harassment, and then going to bounce out. Meanwhile, Frost actually has built 2 medivacs with the Marines, and he's going to harass the answer, or drop harass the answer. Let's see how he succeeds. It was a little bit late response here from the answer, but yeah, it's gonna be sniped Stim upgrades over here, and also the medipacks. What else the Marines are going to do here? Well, the upgrades were cancelled, and the answer is sending the bunch of Marines for response. And BuryLurkers is joining in with actually some slow roaches here. Bury only now is building the lair. He has the roach warrens, so it could be some more roach-based army, although the Frost has shown that he is actually building Marines, which means that he's also going for bio Terran in this game. And indeed, there is like 4 barracks joining in the production, which means we have talking about 6 racks with 1 factory. The upgrades of 1-1 is on the way, or at least +1 attacks is on the way. Is the shields, is the armor done? Not yet, but Steam and the medipacks is done indeed. Frost jumps in once again. This time Yeah, the siege tanks are not getting sieged as soon as possible, and the SCVs are tanking the Marines. And Draco actually is joining in the harassment by sending his Dark Templars for killing the engineering base. That's not actually the best thing to do, but it could cause some scans here, which indeed is the case. By not good, I mean that those Dark Templars did reveal themselves by just attacking the building, right? There is BuryLurkers doing a run by here, killing quite a lot of SCVs, but Draco is answering with his charge lots, which he just warped in here for safety reason. There we go. Draco did send his Dark Templars inside some kind of mining base a little bit. And Frost is coming, but he's running into two siege tanks. That's not gonna be good. And the observers are revealing the Dark Templars, so the Roaches hunts them down. There is Roach speed on the way, and now there are High Templars being built from the Draco side. Well, this time I would say that the Frost and Draco is a little bit ahead in economy. I believe that's 66 SCVs and 55 probes, while the Answer lost his main base mining and actually also his natural, which is now being creeped up. I think they can land it or not, I don't know. But the Answer is picking up more bases in the proximity, which is leaving him really vulnerable to any aggression from the opponents here. And indeed, two siege tanks with a lot of medivacs here. It's like 8 medivacs, 7 I think, or 8. Let's click and see. Can I click that fast? Yeah, that's 8. That's 8 medivacs and some bunch of Marines. So pretty much as much Marines as much medivacs. Oh, there's Ravagers here being made by BuryLurkers. He managed to snipe down one siege tank, but Draco is joining in with the Chargeless Archons Immortals, which could be actually really effective against this kind of army. At least Chargeless would distract the siege tanks and maybe kill them even. The Archons will do the AoE damage, so that's a little bit. Frost actually catches out the Answer's lifted command center and shuts it down. Meanwhile, Draco is doing a little run by with the War Prism over here for the main base of the Answer once again, and he's dropping that side, while the Frost is actually disabling the 4th base or the 3rd base of the Answer right now and killing that off. And there is also the natural, pretty much the base number 2 for the Answer going down. So pretty much it's just lift all the leverage is on leaving Bury alone, facing those two players which are close to getting maxed out. And yeah, that's all the army they got, which is Roach Ravager right now, which could be countered by a lot of things. The question is there going to be a switch? Well, Draco is going for Storm, he's going for +1/+1, and there are Liberators and +2/+2 joining in from Frost over here. Well, meanwhile, Answer is trying to salvage his economy by building some command centers and getting his economy running and restoring his main base. But looks like the Frost is going to drop his main base again. Again, that will be the like nth amount of time. And yeah, there's a lot of siege tanks, possibly, maybe. Have a great day, thank you very much. Have well sleep, have well rest. It's night time for you already. Anyways, back to the game. The Frost is going with Marines for the natural this time for the Zerg player, but there is a lot of Immortals here for Draco, and that's the middle of the fight. That's the Roach Ravager composition against Archon Immortal Ball. Technically, Roaches could be actually doing good job if they have the like plus upgrades. No, they don't. They just have the speed. There is just the number of them, and that's meanwhile the natural pretty much of BuryLurkers is getting shut down by the Frost's Marines and Medivacs. There was one other attempted drop here in the main base. This time it was shut down by the Answer's Marines, but the natural has gone down. And yeah, the Frost keeps harassing. well, the economy is so scattered for the answer as much as possible. It's like 33 workers and 34 workers for the BuryLurkers. So this is all they got. This is all army they got. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, we have 4 bases for each player, if not even 5 for the Frost right now. So the difference is massive right now in economy. Yeah, BuryLurker is trying to re-establish his natural, so is the answer from the harassment side. And there comes probably another fight here in the middle of the map. The Liberators were trying to siege up. One of them was shut down by the Biles from the Ravagers, but the Biles are on cooldown, therefore that's when the Marines can jump them, and indeed they do. And I believe that's just a beeline of units coming down from the Draco and Frost side, and that might be the last push of the game here. Yeah, the BuryLurkers is trying to take this base. Oh, there's 2 Biles, both of them, yep, will hit. Snipes down another Liberator, but there is just one more replacing it. Cut off one Liberator, and there are 2 more are rising up. Siege tanks are sieged. They are starting to harass the expansion of BuryLurkers. The Marines are just steaming in and doing the harassment. There's no more units. There is no more production pretty much from the BuryLurker side right now. He has no money, I think. No, he has money, but yeah, that's nothing much. The storms are landing on the 3rd base, and the GG is called from BuryLurkers and answer, and game number 2 is taken by Frost and Draco. Let's jump into the Siders match, into the game number 3, and see how they do there. Who wins? Alrighty then, we are back into the deciders match in the quarterfinals, or the lower bracket quarterfinals, between these two teams of guys from DeVoid, and you are looking at the main base of the answer, who is playing Terran here in the red colors on the top right corner, and his teammate right next to him, BuryLurkers, playing Zerg in orange, and the opposing side we have Draco here playing Protoss in the blue colors, and Frosty playing Terran here in light blue or teal colors. They have changed the colors here a little bit, and this is also actually also a new map. As you know, there is a new map pool for a while here on the StarCraft 2, and with that actually 4 2v2 maps changed or were swapped out, and this is kind of the new one. It's kind of new one, and it's Fields of Death, and it has very interesting map setup, I would say, because there are a couple bases in pocket bases. It's like 2 pocket bases, and then there are 2 revealed ones with I believe 1 entrance over here ramp and 1 blocked by the rocks here, so that's a little bit different. That's a fresh map, so if the players haven't played the maps, then this might have been quite one of the choices to do so. One of the picks of the maps of the new ones, if the old ones got banned or something like that. As there is like swap from 9 maps, 4 maps are new or 5 maps are new, then that's making a little bit of a dent if you are not actively playing 2v2s. Nevertheless, let's look what's the situation. Well, Draco has been deciding to expand here in the pockets. Meanwhile, Frost is walling off the main. BuryLurkers has decided to actually expand in front, which could be quite vulnerable, I would say. And Answer probably will take his natural into the into here, but let's look at the situation. Looks like BuryLurkers is actually massing up on links, and there is 3 barracks here, which are making Reapers, which means that there might be aggression from the Answer and the BuryLurkers. Is this gonna be the answer to the deciders match? Is the fate going to be decided like this? It's going to be Speedling Flood and Reaper Flood here from this top right corner. The question is, what will the opposing side put as their defense? Well, there is 1-1-1 opening for Frost, so that's pretty standard. He's expanding on side, which means that they have no idea that this might be coming. There's a couple of Stalkers here, and that's gonna be... yeah, there is only one gateway. No, two gateways with the warp gates being researched, and there is a blink research coming, but the doors were open. The supply depot were not lifted. It was still on the low side. There comes the links in. There is a recall. I believe that's recall of army. Yes, recall of couple of Stalkers. The SCVs are pulled away. The probes are pulled out. There is a lot of fight. Looks like the SCVs are going to be the first ones to suffer in this situation. And yep, that's all of the Frost's SCVs. Not all of them, two more left here, but that's no economy for the Terran player. And looks like the same is going to happen here with the Protoss player. No, technically he has a little bit of economy, but his production is only two gateways, two warp gates, and he still chooses to make Stalkers in this kind of situation. So Reapers are pretty strong against Zealots, and Zealots are strong against Lings. Stalkers could be good against both, but the Lings are going to take care of everything. And it's just a beeline of Lings coming over the map and Reapers coming over the map, and they are just gonna take care of game number 3, it feels like. And GG's called, and TheAnswer and BuryLurkers take this game number 3, and they move on to the semifinals of this tournament.